Role model. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our lives. Sometimes their influence is negative, such as when a teenager experiences peer pressure or bullying. But people can impact our lives positively as well. We call them role models. They are usually more experienced in life but share similarities that help them connect with us at crucial life stages. Choosing a good role model can set you up for the rest of your life. A positive role model can also assist in your professional development. So, it is important to understand what makes a good role model and what to look for in selecting one. Ahead, we define and provide examples of role models. We also share 6 characteristics of a role model that can be applicable to a mentor or mentee. What is a role model? A role model is someone who positively or negatively influences another person through actions and words. A good role model can come in many forms, such as mentors, family members, and professional connections. Being a positive influence in the lives of others is a powerful form of representation. This is especially important for communities that often lack access to resources. Seeing someone from your community succeed can inspire a positive mindset that might otherwise be harder to develop. For many children, the most important role models are their parents and caregivers. Children look up to a variety of role models to help shape how they behave in school, relationships, or when making difficult decisions. Children also look up to other relatives, teachers, coaches, and peers. Children may try to copy the behavior and appearance of celebrities, such as athletes and entertainers, and characters from books, TV, movies, or video games. Some parents may want to help their children choose positive role models. Here are some helpful suggestions for discussing role models with your child and for serving as a positive role model yourself. What are examples of a role model? You can find a role model in many different people throughout your life. Each can offer you a unique perspective that can expand your worldview. Here are some examples of role models. Mentors. Mentorship programs are a common way for people to find role models. Some examples include community organizations like Big Brothers Big Sisters of America and academic mentorship programs at high schools and universities. Teachers. When a person becomes an educator, they also become a mentor to their students. This can be particularly valuable for students whose parents are less available to them. Coaches. Participating in sports helps students learn valuable lessons and develop interpersonal skills. Their coaches become role models in terms of self-discipline and sportsmanship. Philanthropic leaders. Giving is a central trait of leadership. Philanthropic leaders can be great role models for people looking for guidance on how to contribute to their communities. Business leaders. The decisions business leaders make impact the lives of consumers and can have a wider influence on society. That is why it is important for them to be positive role models. Political figures. Becoming a public servant makes you a role model for your constituents. Religious leaders. Religious leaders take on a pastoral and spiritual role that requires them to model good behavior. They share the tenets of their religion in messages of inspiration to their congregations. But they also show how to live those tenets through their actions in congregations and communities. Parents and guardians. The first role model for most people is their parents or guardians. They are our first teachers, our caretakers, and show us how to approach the world. That is why parents and guardians take the role of being a role model to their children very seriously. Why are role models important? Role models are important because they offer a blueprint for young people to model their lives after. There will always be bad examples and people who become well known for doing the wrong thing. That is why there is always a need for role models to counterbalance the wrong with examples of how to do the right thing. Finding a good role model is also a form of professional networking. The relationship you form with your mentors can open doors that might otherwise be difficult to open on your own. How to be a good role model. How do you know if you would make a good role model? And if you are looking for a good role model, what traits should you look for? Here are 6 characteristics of a role model you can rely on. Here's the deal, you're a model for others too. People are always watching, your colleagues, your children, your peers, you name it. The way you navigate your world, your choices and your values all serve as a guide for those around you. So, let's model what we want to see in the world. I'm sure you've heard that before, especially when referring to the importance of a role model. Qualities like empathy, kindness, resilience and integrity are best inspired in others by living them for real and out loud in our own lives. So, some simple ways to be a good role model for others and live those qualities include: share your experience and knowledge. This can be done directly with people around you, such as having one-on-one chats, seeking out speaking opportunities or by inviting others to join you on a project. Indirectly, you can share your experience by writing a blog post, making a YouTube video or making a social media post. Find opportunities where you can have a positive impact on others. Volunteer locally for a cause you care about, at a local school or university or with a mentoring program like Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. You can also see if your workplace offers any type of mentoring opportunities. Be transparent with those around you as much as you're comfortable doing so. You can be transparent by sharing both wins and challenges you're facing, being honest in how you communicate with others and being consistent. Let your passion show. We're all passionate about something, whether that be a special interest or hobby or what we do for work. Sharing your love for what you do or enjoy is a simple way to model to others that embracing what they're passionate about is important. With those ideas to think on, I'd like you to consider the following: who are the models in your life, what have you learned from them and, most importantly, how can you embody those learnings in your own unique way? And then, I'd like you to think about what values and attitudes you are modeling for others. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Characteristics of a good role model. 1. Ability to overcome adversity. Having a positive role model can be especially crucial when you experience adversity. During periods of difficulty, having a role model who has experienced similar situations can be helpful. For example, U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson was once mistaken for a secretary while working as an associate attorney early in her career. Instead of letting it bring her down, she shares the story to inspire others to pursue their goals. 2. Desire to help others. A good role model has a desire to help others succeed in life. Building a sense of community uplifts others and creates on-ramps to success for generations to follow. While many people find success in life, not all become good role models. Having a desire to give back shows a sense of gratitude for success and the success of others. On the path to success, it takes many people to help one person succeed. So, it is important to cultivate a sense of community. 3. Life experience. Your life experiences shape your perspective of the world and critical issues. Role models should encourage you to consider different perspectives and provide guidance. Whether in business, politics or academia, finding a mentor can make a big difference. Investor and philanthropist Robert F. Smith often shares the story of how he found a mentor at his first internship at Bell Labs. In the video below, he discusses how mentorship can create an aperture of opportunity for communities you care about. 4. Ability to inspire. Being able to inspire people to action is a great quality to look for in a role model. Inspirational leaders encourage positive behavior and appeal to people's desire to have a positive impact on their communities. A great example of how a good role model can inspire young people to action is the 2008 election of President Obama. That year, 66% of Americans under 30 voted for him, the largest percentage of young voters to support a candidate since 1972. 5. Emotional intelligence. Finding positive ways to express your emotions can help you succeed. A good role model should have emotional intelligence and be able to navigate challenging situations without resorting to negative behavior. This includes having self-awareness, empathy, an understanding of social cues and the ability to actively listen. 6. Authenticity. Being a good role model requires authenticity and transparency. It is important for leaders to be genuine with the people who follow them because it forms the basis of trust. Being a positive role model is not about concealing the negative things that have happened to you in your past. It is about demonstrating how you have turned those negative things around and are helping others to do the same. Whether you are a mentor or mentee, becoming a role model can help you achieve your professional development goals. It is also a way to give back to your community and the generations to come. Have your child identify what qualities he admires in his role model. Give examples of people in your community who you feel have positive qualities and are a good influence on others. Talk about people you look up to for guidance and inspiration. Negative role models, however, may also influence children. Sometimes widely admired public figures can make poor personal choices. Young children may assume that the behaviors of negative role models are typical, safe, and acceptable. Parents and caregivers can intervene by emphasizing that role models who embrace inappropriate behavior, violence, racism, sexism, and drug and alcohol abuse are not acceptable. The benefits of having a role model. Guidance. A role model can offer guidance to others by demonstrating how they go about their lives. This might be through showing how they handle certain situations via their behavior, or this may look like offering support and advice to others through several means like writing or conversations. When you were a kid, you probably knew what you wanted to be when you grew up. Maybe it was a firefighter, or an astronaut, or even a rock star. Whatever the dream job was, you probably got the idea and inspiration from a role model. As you got older, your dreams and goals probably changed a little bit. Your role model became someone who was closer to you, such as a parent, grandparent, sibling, or anybody else that you saw as inspirational. In your adult life, you probably have people you credit for helping you find the success you have found. Without them, you would have had a much harder time. You worked incredibly hard for everything you have now, but everybody has a little help along the way. Everybody deserves to have a good role model. Everybody needs some help along the way. Having somebody to look to can be beneficial at any stage of life in any area. They help you learn, they help you grow, and they give you something to strive for you. No matter who you are, having someone you look up to can be beneficial. It can help you be a role model for the people around you that you care about and want to get better. Role models teach. In theory, a good role model is somebody who is successful in some area that you admire. It could be fitness, business, spirituality, or anything else you may want to improve in. A good role model can teach in a multitude of ways. They can offer help when you ask for it, constructive feedback when you mess up, and advice when you need it. They may not even know that they are teaching. A good role model can teach by example. Simply put, they can show you how someone who is successful acts and what they do. You've probably heard that you have to learn from your mistakes. That's true in some cases, but you can also learn from the mistakes of your role model, saving you time and embarrassment that they got from going down the wrong path. Role models inspires and motivate. Everyone faces challenges in life, and seeing how a role model handles their challenges, either in their personal or professional life, can serve as inspiration in facing your own. They can also inspire you to set goals for yourself, such as working toward a promotion, practicing a skill, or even focusing on your well-being. Another way role models are important is that they motivate you to get to their level, consciously and unconsciously. Being around successful people encourages you to be successful. It inspires you to work when you don't want to, get healthier, and accomplish more goals. It may foster a little bit of healthy competition. Successful people look to other successful people to motivate them. Every person has a different method to achieve their goals. Looking to people you admire to figure out how they get what they want is incredibly informative. It helps you take a look at what you're doing and tinker with it by adding things you could do better and removing things you don't need. Goal setting. We can take a look at how a role model has gotten to where they are today and then use their journey as a guide for ourselves. This can help influence goal setting, whether you want to understand how they got into their industry or what steps they took to achieve something. Directly or indirectly, a role model will be someone who you connect with in one way or another. Someone who has values, beliefs, ideas or behaviors that you'd like to strive for in your own life. Accountability is always important. Having a role model who you go to for advice and inspiration reinforces accountability in a healthy and sustainable way. A bad role model. A bad role model can have many disadvantages, including 1. Bad decisions. A bad role model can influence people to make poor decisions, such as trying out harmful behaviors. Children may imitate and assume that the behaviors of negative role models are typical, safe, and acceptable. 2. Increased negative behaviors. Exposure to negative adult behavior can be associated with increased substance using behaviors, negative school attitudes and sexual abuse to others. 3. Adolescents may experience negative emotions. Adolescents who are exposed to negative adult behavior may experience more anxiety and depression. 4. Adolescents may have negative school attitudes. Adolescents who are exposed to negative adult behavior may have more negative attitudes and behavior towards school. 5. People may be uncooperative and unfriendly. In the workplace, negative role models may be uncooperative, unfriendly, and like to complain. People may be unskilled and unwilling to learn. In the workplace, negative role models may be unskilled and unwilling to learn more to be more productive. Negative role models may try to humiliate the people around them. Negative role models in the workplace can be unfriendly, uncooperative, and unwilling to learn. They may also try to pit coworkers against each other. Please, support this channel, by liking, commenting, sharing to your friends and subscribing. Some suggestions to help you talk to your child about role models who have made mistakes are: remind your child that all people have both good and bad qualities and that anyone can make a mistake. Explain that it is important to apologize and to learn from our mistakes. Ask your child what he thinks of the role model's behavior. Ask what he would have done differently in the situation. Give examples of more positive and healthy ways to handle the situation. If you have concerns that your child is being negatively influenced by his role model, work with your child to identify more appropriate role models. Encourage your child to become involved in activities that reflect your values, such as religious programs, athletics, after-school programs, clubs, or volunteering. Remind your child that he or she does not have to do everything that the role model does. Your child can copy what he or she likes but still be him or herself. Help your child identify more positive role models. Just as a model is something that represents an inspirational ideal, a role model is someone who inspires others to imitate his or her good behavior. Parents try to be role models for their children by being good people. A famous person who gives money to charity or helps sick children is a role model. Always choose a good role model for yourself and your children. Thank you, see you in my next video.